Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be discussing the Ahimsa diet and how we can eat more compassionately and more mindfully and raise our vibration with food. So what is Ahimsa? Ahimsa is the first yama of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's really seen as the highest dharma or the most valuable moral. I'd like to share a quote with you here from the Bhagavad Gita, translated by Eknath Esarwan. Ahimsa paramo dharma. The highest dharma is ahimsa, non-violence. Universal love for all living creatures. For every kind of violence is a violation of dharma, the fundamental law of the unity of life. So compassion and love for all beings. This is our goal. Through Ahimsa, we are living from our heart space. We are an expression of love, right? So the most fundamental aspect of eating compassionately is honoring and listening to our bodies and giving ourselves as much as we need to feel nourished and cared for. So we can start with just giving ourselves the time and the space that we need to eat our meals. So we want to have a quiet space, a space that is beautiful and free of distractions. So turn off the screens, turn off music, and be completely present with your meal and your food. Sit down and stay conscious of the process. Experience every bite. Chew all the way and just really be present with every single flavor and just sensation that you have with your meal. The second thing to consider is food preparation. So in my home, my husband and I, we cook 3 meals a day, and I love preparing food. It's my expression, it's my way of kind of connecting with nature and creating a meal and satisfying the flavors that I'm craving and knowing what to nourish my body with. All of these things, it's this beautiful self-care ritual, and eating in our home is truly a ceremony. So who prepares your food? If you're not cooking your own food, consider who is and what their energy is like. Because as we're preparing food, we're putting our energy into that food, and then we're putting that food in our body, so we are receiving that energy. And always bless your meal before you begin eating. Think of it as an offering and a moment to just give gratitude to the earth and to all the people who put effort and labor into making this food possible for you. Gratitude just raises the vibration right away. We also want to consider prana, how much prana is in our food. Prana is the life force of our universe. So how many steps did it take between when your food came out of the earth and when it got to your plate? We want to reduce those steps as much as possible and eat food as fresh as we can. Reduce any type of process or storage life or shelf life, kind of trying to eat foods that are fresh and readily available right away. So that's why having our own garden is such a powerful way to eat, because even when produce gets sent to a grocery store, it's been picked from its source and separated from that for however long. We want to eat that food right away. So if you have a garden, you can go out into your garden, pick the tomato or you pick the squash, and then eat that right away. Have fresh herbs that still have rainwater on them. I don't really wash my foods that I get out of my garden. Getting a little bit of that dirt and that rainwater and just the natural elements with our food is extremely beneficial and nourishing. We want to eat food that is full of life. So eat raw foods, eat fresh fruits. Minimize the cooking time on your vegetables. So maybe turn the oven down a little bit or don't cook things as long. Just softening them up with a little bit of oil or a little bit of warmth can be enough. We don't have to deep fry or bake for long periods of time. Eat plant-based. Plants raise our vibration. right? When animals die or when we take from them, that's a process of suffering, it's a process of death. And we don't want to cause that or inflict that harm on animals. And we also don't want to put that harm and that suffering in our bodies. Plants have a very high vibrational frequency and they fight cancer, whereas animal products have a lower vibrational frequency and they actually increase cancerous cells in the body. So making that choice to move towards a plant-based diet or to eat even completely plant-based will leave you feeling lighter, and you will feel your frequency rise, and you'll start having an easier connection to spirit, and you'll find meditating easier, and you'll feel more healthy and more pure. So I highly recommend switching to a plant-based diet. If you're eating animal products, that's not an Ahimsa diet. Eat with the seasons. Eat in tune with the natural cycles of our earth. Go to your farmer's market and see what's available there. Then you'll know what foods are being grown in your local community at that time. When we eat food that is in season, we receive maximum amount of nutrients and the food tastes the best. Our earth gives us exactly what we need. I love the 100-mile diet philosophy. So eating food within 100 miles of where you live. That way, first of all, your food is local and you're supporting your local farmers, but also the food is being pollinated by local bees, and you're getting local soil nutrients and water from your ecosystem. And all of these elements, all these natural elements are a part of your body ecology. So when we're eating within our local environment, we are in tune with that environment and we're not gonna have as many health issues, especially allergies. So try the 100-mile diet. Try to get your herbs and your fruits and vegetables and grains as locally as possible. Read the ingredients. When you're going to the grocery store, turn the bottle over, read the ingredients on the bottle. Avoid words that you can't pronounce, avoid chemicals, avoid preservatives, sugar, all these things that increase cancer in our body and lower our vibration. Find ingredients that are very clean. There's no need to add preservatives to our food. And if you can't find something without preservatives in it, try to create it yourself. See if there's a way to make your own sauce. Condiments are a huge one. And if we can reduce our condiments and try to make them ourselves, you can eliminate a lot of just kind of yucky chemicals and sugars from your diet. Know your brands. Where are you buying from? What is their mission statement? We vote with our dollars. So get on the website and see, if this brand claims to be kosher and organic and all these things, then go to their website and see what they're up to and see if you can intuitively feel that that message is true and that they're honoring their branding. By supporting authentic brands and by supporting brands that really are contributing to the greater good of our planet, we will slowly eliminate these brands that are harmful, and we can create a world that truly aligns with Ahimsa. We have that power. Of course, buy organic whenever you can, at least non-GMO. By avoiding genetically modified foods, we can eliminate a large list of harmful chemicals and pesticides, and also ensure that our food is being grown naturally and not from a petri dish or being injected with things that you wouldn't want in your body if you knew what they were. So avoid those genetically modified foods, really try to eat organic, and release the idea that your food should be cheap. We don't want cheap food. Affordable is one thing, but we don't want cheap, right? We don't want things that cost less than what they actually make to produce. Pay more now, pay less later. So invest in your health, invest in your food. It really is at the center of our life, and it gives us the fuel that we need to be alive at this time. So shift towards a plant-based diet, shift toward these more compassionate ways of being with your food. My final little tip here is avoid eating late at night. So eat your meals earlier in the day. Lunch is our biggest meal. Eat your dinner with at least 2 or 3 hours between when you go to bed. So by eating a diet of Ahimsa, we purify our bodies and we feel light. We feel our frequency rise as we free ourselves, as we raise our vibration. So while we eat with Ahimsa, not only are we nourishing ourselves with this loving vibration, but we're also contributing to the collective. We're reducing the amount of harm and the amount of, waste that is put into the food production process. So practice eating within your local environment, eating with the seasons, and really just eating in tune with your hunger and what you truly need. As we develop this Ahimsa diet, this relationship with our food that is compassionate, we become more in tune with our needs. We become more intuitive beings. And then we remember our true nature and we continue to transcend into our highest self. Thank you all so much for taking the time to learn about this. And I wish you many blessings and Ahimsa along your path of food and healing. And please always feel free to comment below or write to me with your questions. Namaste.